Now, Emerald Morrow is going to take us through the echoes of our area's past, unearthing history long buried but never forgotten. For years, we have followed the search for erased and destroyed African American cemeteries across the Tampa Bay area. And tonight, there is a renewed push for answers on an erased black cemetery here in the Odessa area, believed to be on a horse farm along Gun Highway. 10 Investigates is in Odessa right now. Emerald, the owner of this land, is a big business owner in this area and a huge donor to USF.
Yes, we have confirmed she has given millions and millions of dollars to USF, and she's also a really big name in local development. But when we asked her about the graves believed to be on her personal property, she told us she doesn't want anyone disturbing her peace.
This is nothing new. What has happened to us has happened to many people in this nation.
A drive to the farm fields of Odessa.
Is that it, like right through here?
Reopens a chapter of history this community never wanted closed.
Do you remember the cemetery?
Yeah.
You do remember it?
Cemetery over there,
Mm-hmm.
The Keystone Memorial Park Cemetery, somewhere behind the Mount Pleasant AME Church on Gun Highway, where Christina Arenas dropped in before a midday fellowship. This church was once a center for Odessa's pioneering black families. Family Arenas calls her own.
They created a community with their relatives, their kids, and they built like a safe space, right? And they thrived.
Farming citrus groves, building homes, a church, a school, a cemetery.
You want to take me where the cemetery is?
This is where we believe it is.
Hidden in plain view, with the gates of Bay Tree Farm as a barrier between her and her ancestors who lived, worked, and died in this community.
That's literally my legacy. That's what helped shape me, how I became who I am.
You got a lot of like pride in your eyes.
I do. I'm trying not to get emotional when you say that, you know.
Emotional because the owner of this horse farm has stopped communication with the family about the cemetery, and a USF project where researchers used ground-penetrating radar to search for graves is also at a standstill. Carolyn Wilson is a big name in local development and a multi-million-dollar donor to USF.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's probably why nothing has happened. It's because of her influence and the relationships that she has with the people in Tampa.
Hi, Carolyn. This is Emerald Morrow. How are you?
We called and even showed up at her house.
Hi, I'm looking for Carolyn Wilson.
She didn't speak to us in person, but all she would say before hanging up the phone was the research is done and she doesn't want anyone else disturbing her peace.
And just like that, I mean, it's her private property now, you know. It's unfortunate that our ancestors' peace is disturbed.
Peace Dr. Erin Kimmerly, a forensic anthropologist at USF, has tried to restore. Her team spent years researching erased black cemeteries across the Tampa Bay area, including this one.
These are the first settlements where people are coming together, starting businesses, starting churches, thriving, doing well, and there's always this tension between, being able to hang on to their land and not, and eventually you see them lose the land.
Kimberly presented her findings about the cemeteries in a USF exhibit last year. Arenas was there to see the work, but she wonders if Wilson's name and power are standing in the way of more answers.
Clearly, she's more influential than we are. She's able to stop a whole, research project.
But it doesn't mean the questions will stop or that the history will die.
When we speak their names, it keeps them alive.
Yes, and despite Wilson's comments, the family says they are still hopeful that she will have a change of heart and do something to honor and search for the graves that could be on her property. In Odessa, Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.
And it is important to mention here that Florida law protects human remains and they can't be knowingly disturbed. But because the graves are believed to be on private property, there is nothing that can actually force a search on that site there. State lawmakers are working to address ways to address this issue when there is credible evidence that graves could be on site. We'll keep you posted. Emerald has been showing you erased cemeteries and the efforts to find them since 2019. You can see more stories from Emerald's series on our website, 10tampabay.com/erased.